Hey there, how's it going today? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Review Sesh. If you've been here before, I really do appreciate you coming back to visit me. And if you haven't been here before, give me just one moment. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So my name's Mike, and what I do is I review federally legal hemp products and devices. So it doesn't really matter whether it's a consumable product of any kind or whether it's a functional device of any type. We're going to be looking at all of that stuff on this channel. I really do hope you enjoy the content that I'm making for you. So guys, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing a cleaning video. I'm going to clean this piece right behind me, and I'm going to show you before and after, so you can see a little bit of my process. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and, for completion's sake, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it back to the previous me, and he's going to reiterate a little bit about what it is that we're doing on this channel, and he might even be able to explain a little bit about what THCA is, if there are any of y'all who are still on the fence, unsure, or unfamiliar about what that is. And then after that, we're going to be getting right into this cleaning. All right, as you guys know, I review federally legal hemp products and devices on this channel. And some of these products have THCA in the name. And THCA is one of those things that has an awful lot of people confused right now. So if you're one of those people that's confused, give me just one moment. Let me explain a little bit. I might be able to educate you a little bit about what THCA actually is. And THCA stands for tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, and it's the naturally occurring compound found on all hemp plants everywhere. Basically, it's the precursor to what we know now as Delta 9, THC. All right? So, in and of itself, though, guys, THCA is not psychoactive. You're not going to go out and eat a piece of a hemp plant and get any elevated effects. It does not work like that. It first has to undergo a process called decarboxylation. And decarboxylation may sound like a fancy chemistry word, and it's because it is, but it's very simple in principle, and it simply means application of heat. So it doesn't really matter whether it's environmental heat, just the heat of the sun, it's a hot day outside, or, we're applying some artificial heat with some flame or with an electronic heat source like I like to use. We are decarboxylating that THCA molecule, and it's dropping that A right off the end of that molecule chain, and it's leaving you with good old-fashioned THC. So, guys, I want to be very clear on this. For all intents and purposes, the THC that everybody that you've ever spoken to or has ever spoken about before this, before 2018, they have been referring to THCA, the naturally occurring compound found on the plant. All right? Very clear about that. It is basically the same thing everybody's always spoken about. But the great thing is, since 2018 in the federal farm bill, we can get all these things to our doors. We don't have to go out and, you know, deal with strange people at odd times of night, potentially go out and, waste our time at the least and risk our safety at the worst. Now we just get it mailed to us. And when you get your packages in the mail, you're going to be getting something like this. This is a notice to law enforcement and the Postal Service. And it just dictates what is in the package, and it does list the applicable sections of the 2018 Farm Bill that the things in the package are covered under. Very important to hold on to these guys. You don't want to get rid of these right now. They pack flat. Just hold on to them. There's no reason to throw these out at this moment. For the foreseeable future, hold on to these and hold on to any COAs or certificates of analysis that you may have with your products. All right? All right, guys, so with that out of the way, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be cleaning this piece here. This is kind of like a microscope piece. This came from a friend of mine. I got this for a steal. Really, really good piece. I run it dry. I do not run percolation through it, and as you can see, there's some amount of reclaim buildup in this thing right now. So this should be interesting to clean. And my secret weapon for cleaning is right here. 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. We do not use any sort of salt. No abrasives go into this thing. I don't want to make micro abrasions in my glass, so we're not going to use that today. What we are going to do is a very simple clean. And to accomplish that, we are going to start with a couple of cotton swabs. And we are using the Nug Buddy cleaning kit. It's got all the different caps, all the different size caps and plugs and stuff that we're going to need. All right, dip alcohol, and we're just going to get around this 18 millimeter male joint right there. We'll get that lip of that joint nice and clean. So we're melting all that reclaim away with the alcohol. Alright. So, with that out of the way, we have ourselves our plugs. Let's go to the overhead camera real quick so you guys can see this better. So, we've got our plugs. We are going to be taking one of our caps. Might be too tight. Yeah, that one's too tight. Let me get the next one. And we want to just tap over the top like that. Snaps into place. You can see right here is a nice tight seal. So that's our top capped up. Alright, now we're going to take the Nug Buddy funnel. And we're going to pour just a little bit of our ISO in there. Just enough to fill the funnel once. Let that drain into it. Cap out. Or the funnel, excuse me. Take the funnel out. Dry around the edges. Best we can. Now we can use this one. We could use this one. We might. But I think these ones probably be the best bet. Get it in there nice and tight. Give it a nice turn as you're getting in there. So that should be a very, very solid plug. A little floppy, but as you can see, it's nice and solid. And we just want to start turning the piece. And as you can see, it's starting to just melt through all that reclaim. It's melting right through it. Now, turn it up, see if we can't get it into the upper chambers. We'll go back to the main camera. Just giving her a little shake. Up and down. Alright guys, so this is going to be sitting for probably half an hour or an hour. I'm going to let it sit. We've got an awful lot of reclaim down here on the bottom, so I'm going to let it sit covered up with that alcohol. And we'll come back to it in maybe about half an hour, and I'll show you what we're left with. In the meantime, I also have these pieces here. So these pieces here, we have my microdose bowl, and then we have my end stepper. This is usually what I would use for reclaim, but more typically, I use it for just to separate my bowl from my piece, give it a little bit more of an airflow path, and it helps keep things a little more clean because, as you can see, a lot really does stick to all of that. Now, I don't really think that this needs to go through alcohol. This one, on the other hand, this one needs it. As you can see there, we got some pretty thick buildup right here. So I'm going to take that, drop it in here. And not going to worry about capping that. Just going to pour some alcohol right in the Nug Buddy bag. Give it a zip. And we're just going to set that right there. Set that to soak as well. Now, we're going to be back momentarily. I'm going to go to my kitchen sink. And I'm just going to run hot water through this, guys. Which is all I ever do with this piece. It's all it really takes. Turn on your hot water tap, as hot as you can stand it. And then just run hot water through it. It's one way in, one way out. It's very, very simple to clean. It doesn't have a lot of percolation or anything like this piece here. So we're not going to have to worry about that. So hang tight. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about 20 minutes. And we have let this piece soak. Pretty good soak on it. And we've also got our little microdose bowl in here. And one thing, guys, real quick, I want to mention one thing that I love about isopropyl alcohol, especially 99.9% isopropyl alcohol, is that it dries so fast. It evaporates. It dries so fast. Makes it great for a couple things. Makes it great for cleaning, and makes it great if you spill some, as I did earlier, spill all over my desk. It was gone really fast. Now, you don't want to leave whatever you're soaking in an open container because it's just going to evaporate away. But that's why I love the Nug Buddy kit here. It's got this really nice silicone zipper. And you can put your piece in there and shake it on up. Get it nice and clean. Not have to worry about making a mess. So there's our microdose bowl, guys. And that came pretty clean. It came pretty clean. It could probably do for another soak, but I'm happy with that. So we're going to leave it as is. Now, as for our instepper, I did just take that, ran under a hot tap, and cleaned up very, very nicely. So no need to use alcohol for that. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to unplug this, and we're going to pour this out into this container. Pour off all of our alcohol. See if we can do it without making a mess. There we go. Now, pouring it off, you're going to have some left over inside if you've got a really complicated piece. But guys, that's why I like 99.9% ISO. Leave this to sit for about 10-15 minutes, and it's totally dry inside. There's no ghosting of flavors or anything like that. It's about as inert, it's about as clean as it gets. And that, guys, is how I clean my pieces. Makes it a heck of a lot easier when you're using these little caps. And Nug Buddy kit, it's got caps of all sizes. It's got plugs, it's got caps. I mean, what more could you want? It's got a little silicone mat to work on. And we'll be revisiting the Nug Buddy quite regularly. One of the other things I like about it is it's got these little brushes here, so you can get into the neck of things, and you can, scrub away if you need to. I do think that's going to take another soak, though, to be quite honest. But really, really convenient, really clean. As you see here, guys, I'm at my desk. I'm not at a sink right now. So, I spilled a little bit of alcohol earlier. No big deal. Dried up real fast. What didn't dry up real fast, I was able to dry up real fast. Yeah, the kit has a little bit of everything, though. So I'm enjoying it. Easy to clean, even the brushes, since they are silicone. Again, you wash them in isopropyl alcohol just like anything else. Super, super convenient kit. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little overview of the Nug Buddy kit, which, yeah, I'm really loving so far. And we'll be back with more coming up. I do have some other stuff coming up, but we're going to be focusing on, 1 or 2 videos a week for the foreseeable future. I appreciate y'all hanging in there, sticking with me. I am going to do my best to maintain some consistency here on the channel, regardless of me, slowing things down a little bit. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and can't wait to see you again. Until I see you next time, I want you to stay lifted, and I want you to stay blessed. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace.